All right, we're in. All right, I have to tell you guys, thank you guys for being here on the last episode. We kind of went in about trying to be something that we already are, trying to ad lib to something that you don't need, doesn't need ad libbing. So I said we'd be diving back. We're going to dive back into the Nag Hammadi library founded in Egypt in a land called Nag Hammadi by some farmer who was digging and found this amazing jar with all these manuscripts in it, and then took it, and then definitely probably got some paid for it to have it because he found it. It's his. But the Catholic Church tried to get it from him, and I'm glad that brother said no, because we would never see it today. Yeah, we would have never seen it today, or if it would be given a twist that wasn't the twist. So there is something working on our behalf in this gnosis based in this land of Nod, in this land, as we are the fire that's been casted out to the world to burn and cleanse everything that's cleansable, to burn the dross off our own souls and mindset, so we can have an alchemical process take place and realize that you are not who you were told and thought you were in your amnesia. You are more than enough. You're definitely the higher states. You are the God the gods fear. You are the God, G-O-D, in a conscious place. Don't get an ego. That's not what I'm talking about. That the lower level gods who are created, who are less than the spaces of everything, the pleroma, the monad, where all the emanations came down, and then somebody created a God here and tried to implement all the praise and worship, not knowing that he's below these states, called the ignorant, jealous one, right? And there's many ignorant, jealous ones over the cultures and stuff like that. So we're getting into a place before a place to a first place. And you go, what do you mean? Remember, you have the password to enter into this place. We talked about it in my last video. Trying to fit in and be something that you already are. And still working on a password that's already been given. You just need to use it and go through the door, because you have access. And still trying to find access, but you have bought access. Remember? We talked about that. Always trying to work on something, not taking together, doing some self-work, especially from shadow. One of the scriptures I remember we read I read in the book of John was, and I had mentioned it on the book of Thomas, or the book of Thomas, and right around that 21st, 26th, it talked about being a little seed, right? Being that little seed that ends up being a big tree, and even the birds can house on it, that big tree. That little seed made this big tree of your conscious expansion. But also, it would shed this big tree. In nature, what's a tree do? Sheds a huge shadow. So even our shadow self of ourself is ourselves. You can't deny that. And that's where you have to paint the picture of creation to put in the light of that light being you are in your enlightened mind, your conscious mind, and take that light and put it in the unconscious mind or shadow self into the darkness, so now that you could bring an aspect in that, because it doesn't differentiate, it just reflects back to what it receives. It doesn't differ, is it good, if it's evil, or is it bad or good. It doesn't have that conscious level, but it's the masterpiece to get to illuminate the reality or the projection. So we're going into a foundation today that's before the gods. Because I was talking to a good friend of mine online that's a big time listener here, and I really thank her, Miss Patty from the Carolinas, and the nature of the Carolinas. And I told her, hey, what I'm seeing is we've been giving these praises to these gods and these worship to these gods who are not from the higher states of being. That's what I'm seeing more and more. And we come from the higher states that they were created from, because we are that light. You are the light of the world. You are the light of emanations fractured and coming apart that need to be put back together again. So we're going to a very, very deep book. I'm going to read it. It's a very short book. I'm not doing it all. I think I'm just going to, there's parts of it I'm going to read and we'll revisit. Because if I read the whole book and then break it down, we'll be here for hours. Because I'm into breaking down and revelating what I read, knowing that even if you guys get something, shoot it to me in the comments. If there's another perspective, then adds to the perspective, because the perspective is a degree that increases. My perspective that I seen 3 years ago changes. Because I get another angel come and say, I got another message for you, which is an angle of light perception. It says, hey, look at it from this angle of light, this angel. And then what does it say? Oh, and I go, oh, I'm getting another perspective here. You're getting another light. You're getting not an understanding, lower understanding. You're getting an innerstanding, understanding. You might be giving an overstanding. Like looking under the bridge to see the foundation holds up the bridge. Then you go to the understanding of how to make the bridge. Then you go understanding how the bridge will have a foundation. Then you go over the understanding, see how it is from the higher states, how it works now, how it functions out. We're going to the beginning. This is called The Forms of First Thought. This book's deep. It's for the deep ones. It's for those who are ready to receive. And you have to really listen, ears to hear, eyes to see, right? Ears to hear, eyes to see. Let me go back here and do something here that may need to be done here so I can get this layout. Okay, let's go back in here. All right. So this Gnostic gospel found in the library, the Gnostic Society library, said gnosis.org will get you in here. If you don't mind looking on here for your information. Then it's called, in the library, online for free, 3 Forms of First Thought. Trimorphic protenoia. Again, like we have our Bible that reads book, chapter, and verse. That's not how these books work. They are called codes, codexes, codes like this one, Nag Hammadi Codex. You can see Roman numerals is presented, and it kind of goes into this is how it's looked at. So we're going to go first thought, the first descent from the higher realms, before thought to thought. Some of you, and this is the spaces and places you come for before gods were created. You came from these states because you are the light. Let me see, do I even need glasses with it a little bit bigger? Maybe not. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so I can see. I am the first thought. The thought is in light. So the statement of the foundation is everything comes from light. This is even scientifically proved, but it's a big state. I am first thought. The thought is in light. I am movement that is all. She in whom the realm of all takes its stand. Notice the media calls it a feminine aspect, calls it a she, because this first thought is like an impregnancy within the light. And as we know, the feminine aspect holds the pregnancy, holds the baby, holds the truth, holds the light. The light holds that first thought of creation. The firstborn among those who came into being. And remember, let's reflect back to the last 2 videos again, the being before the being. This is your descent that you have that awakens up the all to first thought, to consciousness starts to stir. It's starting to be birthed within this. And it says, the firstborn, right, coming from this emanation of light, the monad, those who came into being, she who exists before all, she that exists before all, she is called by 3 names. Although she exists alone, since she is perfect, I am invisible within the thought of the invisible one. Already going, whoa, 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 whoa. These Gnostic Gospels compared to the Gnostic library, more than a canonized version of watered down stuff given to us by a political group. Let's call a spade and what it really is. Let me see how much battery I got here. Okay, I'm still good. Don't have to plug in yet. Let's reread that. I am movement that's in all, she in whom the realm of all takes its stand, foundation, the firstborn among those who came into being, the being before the being, as we read in 19th verse of Thomas. She who exists before all. She is called by three names, although she exists alone since she is perfect. I am. This is the invisible monad, the invisibility, right? I am that doesn't need to move. I am visible within the thought of the invisible one. I am revealed in the immeasurable, infallible things. I am intangible. Dwelling in the intangible, I move in every creature. So first thought, this is first thought. Remember, this is the first thought. It's declaring this. And in this verse, it's the first descent. Notice this. I am first thought. So we've got into every creature. We're talking about the invisible. We're talking about being immeasurable. There's no measurement. Infallible. There's nothing wrong. There's no outside yin and yang. There's no right and wrong. There's no left and right. I'm intangible. I'm not tangible. I'm dwelling in the intangible, in the nothingness. I move in every creature. The intangible moves. This light moves within every creature. I am the life of my afterthought. I am the life. Notice we're past I am first thought. Now we're in the second part. I am the life of my afterthought. That is within every power, every eternal movement, and is in invisible lights. And within the powers and the angels and the demons and every soul in Tartarus. And every material soul, I live in those who came into being. I move in everyone, and I enter in them. I walk upright, and those who sleep I awaken, and I am the sight to those who dwell in sleep. So right here, I am the life. The life was fast that first thought, which was connected to the process of. There's really perfection in that first, before that, I am first thought, right? And even the foundation of it existing alone, I am the invisible within the thought of the invisible one. I'm revealed in the immeasurable, infallible things. I am intangible, not tangible, dwelling in the intangible. This is that which is hidden in every creature, but for every creature before first thought, and when first thought. Now thought is taking, and it goes into I am life. In another book I'll get to, possibly after this, into the first book of John, or the origin of the world. But I know the secret book of John. I am the life. The word life was sent to create life in the men and in Adam and Eve aspect of it, and that life was sent as almost an agent by the light, or by Sophia. And the life was called as her in that book. Just think about that. I'm the life of the afterthought. So this is when the afterthought was created in the first part. And this is the life that the afterthought would bring forth. It's within every power. Now we're talking materialism, eternal movement within and invisible lights. The eternal and invisible is operating now in every material soul. Now we're talking about the material, right? I live in those who came into being. I move in every one. I enter into them. I walk upright. And those who sleep, I awake. And I am the sight of those who dwell in sleep. So we see the sleeping and awakening of the human materialist has the light within him. This is why I keep reiterating, you are actually the light, even before first thought in this verse. Even before there is any gods and demons, watch what it says, right? That even within the gods and demons, the angels and the powers and every soul in Tartarus, every material thing, them that are asleep, and then I'm them that I have awakened, and then those who continue to sleep. We'll go here, I'll give it here. I am the invisible one in all. So we go back to the invisible one, the infallible, right? I counsel those who are hidden. Those who are hidden. You've been hidden. You've been hidden in the light, even though you may dwell in darkness through the process when you were not really acquiring, but the process was there. Since I know the whole realm of that exists in it, I am a numberless beyond everyone. I am immeasurable, infallible, yet whenever I wish, I will reveal myself. I am the head of all. I am before all. I am all, since I am in everybody. This is talking about the light of the very thing before creation started to even move. But when it was all in stillness and in possibility and a unity, oneness, it didn't need a damn thing. Didn't need anything. Had no need. But it was moved to draw the emanations that went down, right? Notice the I am. We went from the I am of life to the I am of the invisible one. Now we're going to the I am a voice. I am a voice speaking softly. I am from the beginning. I am the silence that surrounds every one of them. And the hidden voice in me, intangible, immeasurable thought, in the immeasurable silence. I'm going to stop at this one. I will come back to finish this off. This is very good. Notice that it's the I am. We went into the I am thought, I am life, I am invisible, now I am voice. So this is 4 aspects. I'm going to go back to here because this is where we're going to stop. I'm not going to go through all this. I will do a part 2 of this. Notice this is called first descent. The first thought, first descent. Because as you go farther down, you're going to see something here. It should verify it. You're going to go into second descent. This one person was called first descent, right? So we're going, I am a voice speaking softly. I am from the beginning. I am a voice speaking softly. The softly speaking is the sound of silence. Watch this. I am from the beginning. I am the silence that surrounds every one of them. And the hidden voice in me is intangible, in the hidden voice within me. This is you guys. You are woken by your own voice and by the own light in your voice within. That's what awakes us. We don't get awakened outside ourselves. Remember, it talked about the immeasurable things. I'm the one before this, right? Before, when we went into the invisible one. I exist. I am in numerals beyond measure. No, it's before that. I dwell in the sleep, right? I am the life. One says, I move in everyone, I enter in them, I walk upright. Those who sleep, I awake. I am the sight to those who dwell in sleep. Let's go back and read this one. I want to get a better take on it. I am the invisible one and all. I counsel those who are hidden. I counsel those. See, the ones that are hidden are going to go with the ones above, and it's going to connect with the first thought, right? And the demons and them who are asleep and awaking. I wake, who sleep, I awaken. I counsel those who are hidden, since I know the whole life, right? I know the whole realm that exists in it. I know, not believe. And then it goes into, I am the voice speaking. Remember, he said, I counsel those who are hidden. You are the hidden. I am from the beginning. First thought. I am the silence that surrounds every one of them. And the hidden voice in me, intangible, immeasurable, in thought, immeasurable silence. You can't measure it. It's beyond even measuring frequency. And there's scriptures in the canonized versions talks the length, the breadth, the depth, the immeasurable, the infallible, the all-knowing. This is the monad. This is hence the light you came from. This is a place and space you came from. That's why he says he's jealous, God. He's jealous of you to wake up from the higher states, this system, and really put it to shame that it is a shame because it's built on a reversed reality. Instead of top to bottom, it's been the top to the bottom, and the bottom feels like the top. It's inverted. But notice this, I am a voice speaking softly. I am from the beginning of earlier, before there was a first thought. I'm in the silence that surrounds every one of them. See, I am in the silence of every one of you. There's a silence and hidden place in us that's hidden from the system. And the voice you get in is intangible. You can't grab it, you can't prove it, it's not logical. This is the feminine aspect at its very best, doing a work that can't be seen by logical. It's not made out of, nothing comes from matter. Matter creates this. Conscious creates matter. It's not the other way around. They've been trying to teach us this in science. Oh, everything comes from matter. What I want to do is Tommy right on that. This shows you. Them who have experienced this. My voice in me is intangible. You can't hold it. Immeasurable. You can't measure it. It's in the immeasurable silence. Remember the song, The Sound of Silence? There's a little bit more to read because this goes with the I am voice before we go into the next part of this. Now we're going to read one more. We're going to get back to the voice. I descended into the underworld, shone down in darkness. This place. This place. I just had a talk earlier with my son. Trying to correct a place that's uncorrectable, where everything's inverted, and the unrighteous or the insane asylums ran by the patients and not by the true doctors and physicians that will teach you to heal yourself. The underworld, some would call it hell, shone down on the darkness. I poured water. I'm hidden in the radiant waters. I gradually dawn on all of my thought. Notice this. I descended into the underworld, shone down on the darkness, light and darkness. I poured water. I am hidden in the radiant waters, in the life waters. I'm gradually dawn on my thought. Dawn means the beginning of the light, right? The morning dawn, right? Dawn is beginning. The end of the day is the opposite. Let's get that straight. I'm trying to remember that. I'm weighed down with voice now. Now that I'm in the lower realms, my voice is weighed down. It's heavy. It's a heavy load. It was in the silence of the other stated place. But now that it's descended, it feels heavy. Through me, knowledge comes. I am in the infallible. I still dwell within the knowledge comes. I'm in the infallible, that which is infallible, and the unknowable. You can't know this unless you're it. I am perception and knowledge. I am perception and knowledge, uttering a voice by means through I am the real authentic voice now. Not a fake. The real authentic voice, when we go back above, we're going to find out is hidden in where? Silence. That's why a song called The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel makes a lot of sense. I cry out in everyone and they recognize it since a seed lives in them. Meaning there's a seed. I am the Father thought, and through me came the voice. I am the Father thought. First thought, remember? There was another being that was in silence when the first thought, she, was spreading. The perfect one. The feminine and masculine energy in one. If you notice in the New Testament, Jesus never mentions the word God really until he says, aren't you gods by your own law? He doesn't go around throwing the word God, God, God. He never calls this person that he said he came from, connected to him. He never said, he said me and the Father are one. He never said me and God are one. He never said me and the Waya or the jealous one were God. Okay, now we're talking. Have you noticed that? Why? I am the knowing, I am the infallible and knowable. I am perception and knowledge. Uttering a voice by means of thought. I am the real voice. I am the real voice. I crowd everyone and they recognize it since a seed lives in them. This is when you're being awakened. I am the Father's thought, and through me came the voice. The knowledge of the everlasting things, the everlasting, that which is infallible, that which is unseen, that which is not temporal, the illusion of the lower realms. Maya. This is everlasting, that which is everlasting to everlasting, this nameless. I am as thought for all. I am joined to an unknowable and intangible thought. It's an unknowable. I reveal myself, the unknowable, intangible, in all who know me. See how this goes? It's unknowable, it's intangible, but I reveal that aspect in me because it is me. I come from that same light, from that same oneness. For I joined everyone in hidden thought and an exalted voice and in a voice from the invisible thought. Then it said earlier, what did it call it? The real voice. It is immeasurable. It's immeasurable one. It's immeasurable sent. It is the immeasurable. You're the immeasurable one. You're that same light. Don't look at the mirror and the outside. It's the inside. It's who you really are, not the deception of something that's temporal. It's not temporal. It is a mystery, unrestrained by the intangible. It is invisible to all who are visible in the realm of all. It is light in light. Love this. And this will be the last one, then we'll continue from this on another one. We also have left the invisible world, since we are saved by the hidden wisdom, meditated by the infallible, immeasurable voice, and the one who is hidden within us pays tribute to the fruit of the water of life. Remember, said the radiant waters from the beginning up. Wow. I will stop there. Let me go here. We'll start there on the next one. We will continue this part. It's a very short book, but I'm making this a little shorter. I'm not going to get this all in one. We will do a part 2 of this. Wow. Wow. Now, I know, Patty, you over there just sink in your chops. You're going here and there and these other thoughts of the connection to the revelation, because that's what you do. My Branko, that's what I know. That's what you do. You're on it too. And anybody else who was on here that has that activation of gnosis and revelation, man, I started reading this yesterday, and I'm only reading chunks because I don't want to keep reading when there's just such wealth of gold. There's self-wealth of alchemy, and there's self-wealth of wisdom that's infallible and light within light. And the knowledge of all that is speaking about is actually in you. That's right. It's in you. It is in you. It is once and hence you came for, before there is any gods, any religion, any books, any this, any that created. Because I'm telling you what I'm really seeing, all that was created, demons and angels, because it even told you that, demons and angels, right? We're thought and taught. People go, oh, demons. Remember, Solomon had the demons help him build the temple in the real story of Solomon. Demons or daemons or diamonds. Hence, whence and where it comes from. Where is the 3-level thinking or thoughts? Well, you know, when you really talk to anybody, if you do interviews, you've been in a place of really getting to know something, you ask 3 levels of questions, and that will reveal to you what you need to know, and people will really tell you through the 3 levels, and then you'll see the hijinks, the fallibles, and that their tendencies to not tell you the things about themselves, even in a job interview. Because really, if you're really smart, you know that nobody's perfect, so anybody you interview, you're just looking for certain things that is an asset to your job, your company, your business, right? But this would also be in the level of consciousness of learning to use your discernment. So the infallible things it talks about, to the temporal things it talks about, to the aspect of first thought. And I really liked how it went first thought, right? And it was the first descent. There's a second descent where you haven't even completed first descent. This book, when I started, I was like, God, this is just... When I read it 7 months ago, I was just reading. I was seeing a little bit, but now I'm reading for understanding or for the revealing for the gnosis. That's what I said, I'll read a little bit. I don't need to read you a whole book at one time. If it's 3 verses that's a wealth of gold, let's go in there and mine. For that mining is what's happening within you, and the light that's shining within these ancients who wrote this, who experienced what we're talking about that you're experiencing now, is telling you what this place really is, and that's a foundation. Sometimes we want to change that, which is not the foundation. It said the lower realms, darkness. Even the voice was heavy there, right? Isn't that what it said? When it was in silence from the higher realms, man, that voice was just perfect. That voice was the voice of infallible knowledge That voice was a silent voice speaking the sound of silence. But you guys, we're going to get in part 2 of this, because this is good stuff. We're going to continue from where we left off. We're going to have part 2 of this.